Yeah, so here's my aeroponics garden, guys. I haven't really planned out what I'm going to say, so sorry if I kind of stumble, but I just thought I'd give you a quick preview of it. I've got this Mars Hydro 2 up here, which is in, I think, bloom and grow, or whatever the two settings are up there. There's two buttons there, and both of them are on right now. I don't need them both on, but I don't know, they're there anyway. And I've just got some plants here that I'm trying to clone, and next week, or in the next few days, I want to be putting them into the system. There are holes under here that were covered up for some reason that I forget, and down in here there are the misting nozzles in the reservoir over here, or the grow bed rather. And then over on the side here you've got the input kind of filter that pumps the water up through there and then into the grow bed, and then this is like the end cap for the nozzles. And on this side over here there's like the water release valve, so you can see it's actually kind of filled up with quite a bit of water now. I've got a flow rate regulator thingy, I forget the name, that keeps it at 80 psi constantly, because this pressure tank over here starts at 100 and goes down to 80, so I just wanted to keep it consistent for science's sake, I guess. I don't know. And then we've got a solenoid that like opens the water out. Here's a manual release valve. When I initially designed this, I didn't include the release valve, and one day the solenoid broke and I ended up having to unscrew this pressure tank here at 100 psi, and it flew across the room, hit my friend in the leg, and sprayed us all with water. It was actually really terrifying. It felt like a bomb was gonna go off, but you know, wasn't that bad in the end. I've got this manual pressure gauge here so that I can clarify that the electronic pressure gauge is actually giving the correct levels. I wasn't sure how reliable the sensors were, and I didn't want to accidentally overpressurize the system. There's also this pressure release valve, which is currently not hooked up to anything. It would completely destroy my system if the pressure ever got up to 150 psi. But thankfully, the pump has got its own manual cutoff switch before 150, so like, I don't know, basically if the pressure gets above 100, the pump will turn off, and it's never going to get that high. So I think this may actually be kind of irrelevant, but I thought, you know, better safe and sure than, you know, accidentally dying. And here's the pressure tank that I already mentioned. It's basically a battery for water pressure, so you pump it up to 100 psi, and then instead of using the pump every 5 minutes to get the spray at the right pressure, you just kind of rely on this slowly draining out. And there's the pump. I've also got a flow rate meter here, which is to make sure that water's actually flowing into the pump, because if it's running dry, it'll damage it. I've already broken 4 pumps at the cost of $400 collectively, and this one was a $300 pump, which I only got because I think the warranty was Australian, so if it does fuck up, I can at least return it. Anyway, that comes from here. I've got a filter here before I get into the diaphragm pump, because I've had a couple of them break because they were just clogged. And then I also have this little, I'll turn that off, disconnect valve, so that when the reservoir's full and heavy as all hell, I can move it around without moving the whole system. And just over here, I've got 2 level switches. So the top one will just send me an email if anything's going wrong, and then the bottom one down here will actually stop the system from operating, and we'll go into pump error mode so that nothing happens. And there's just a little peek inside the reservoir, so yeah. I also put the drainage valve at halfway so that, like, if there was any sediment or anything, we would avoid it. But now I'm thinking that that wasn't actually the best idea. I just haven't gotten around to fixing it. And the pumps are powered by this power supply, and everything else is done by these electronics. So I've got, I don't know, 2 relays and a bunch of other shit, but you don't really need to know what's going on in there. Anyway, that's the garden. So yeah, I hope you guys like it, and hopefully I will, be posting more of these videos, and with more preparation, so it's not so sporadic and kind of random like this. This is a bit spontaneous because I haven't done anything in a while, but I thought I might try and do something proper. Anyway, goodbye guys.